alert, we're unpacking the whole plot, twist by twist. If you're spoiler sensitive, hit pause and come back when your TBR list catches up. Cheers!
Welcome to the podcast where our reading habits are unhinged.
And so are we.
I'm Gabby.
I'm Miranda.
And this is Marginally Unwell.
Today, we got an interesting one. A little different.
Yes. Than anything I read, kind of.
Yeah, same.
We are talking Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. It's got 3 found family and one surprisingly snarky octopus. It's a little weird, but it might just sneak up on you and break your heart. So let's get into it.
Yeah. So, like you said, we don't typically read ones like these. But so it starts off in the POV of an octopus. Because how else are you gonna start off a book? So the octopus name is Marcellus, and he is what kind of octopus is he? Pacific something. He's one of the big. He's like massive. He's one of the giant octopuses. Pacific something, and we should write that down.
Wrote Pacific.
I did.
I thought I was missing it. Like Pacific something octopus.
Yeah.
Like that. Oh. Ma'am. Excuse me. Yeah.
Sorry for that. See if that happens again. So she's an octopus. He is an octopus. And so it starts off with him in his tank reflecting on when he got captured and how long he spent there. And he's extremely intelligent, and he goes on and on about how he does not get the interactions that he would like. Like everyone thinks that he's just some dumb octopus, or they don't intellectually challenge him as much as he would like.
Yeah.
And he gets irritated with the sharks and some other creatures where they get special, like fish, and how he only gets mackerel, and sometimes it's not even thought out. And he's just like, why do the sharks get this kind of fish or this kind of fish? Like, they don't do anything, they just swim around. So,
Too. I think it's like so funny. It's like day, whatever, in captivity, blah blah blah. Diamond vlog. Yeah, exactly.
it's very much that.
It's hilarious. Love him.
Yes. So, because he doesn't get a lot of different kind of food, he does tend to sneak out of his enclosure.
Mm-hmm.
And how he likes to sneak off and find like the fish, like the treats and stuff. But apparently something caught his nose, and he went into the staff break room where he smelled the Chinese food, and he got tangled up in the wires. So he also states that he can only be out of water for so long. I think he said 18 minutes. So he gets stuck, and lo and behold, the cleaning lady, she's now introduced, finds him.
Sullivan.
Yeah. So, older woman, she's like grandma.
You could be a younger grandma.
Yeah, a younger grandma.
She seems to be a little bit.
She seems
older.
to be. So she finds him, and she talks to him at, like, I want to say like person. You know, like another.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that it really does this in the book, but I feel like that's her personality is to talk to like all the animals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And since he's so sassy, I feel like they have just like to have a little special relationship.
So she's at first frightened by him, and then she helps him get untangled and gets him back into his closure. And that was kind of like their introduction. He really likes her because he always cleans the glass and makes sure to wipes off all of the fingerprints. Yeah, really irritate him. Like kids, like what's that kid's name from Finding Nemo?
The girl?
Yeah, that's like
yeah. What is her name? They all like yell it.
Darla.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is it Darla?
Darla. Yeah, a whole bunch of Darlas going to visit him. That would stress me. So he ends up
human. Like he walked up to.
So Tova rescues Marcellus, the night janitor, and Marcellus gets attention. Now, it kind of goes into like different POVs. So it goes from Marcellus to Tova, and in Tova's POV, we get to know that she lost her husband recently. She inherited his estate, their estate. She has this big house where she had a family, and now it's just her in this big. I think it's like a 2-story.
Yeah,
it's pretty big.
Yeah,
and it was passed down generationally, and really starts kind of getting lonely. So she gets this job she doesn't necessarily fit.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say when we were talking about her. But I feel like she's kind of like the older lady who like talked to all the animals, but also I feel like she only has the job just for like something to do.
It's also the night shift. She's like everybody else.
Yeah,
but she's very much like she just does it because she, like you said, something to do.
Yeah.
What I also liked is she's a lady who lunges.
With her other ladies.
Her other ladies. They're also, which was they were like in a knitting group originally or something, and then it turned into stop knitting. Yeah. Just going to lunch and having like French cocktails. So also talked a lot about how how I interpreted it was that she was very much comparing, or longing for. She's very happy for her friends, but one of them moved in to her son's home, and she's like living in the basement, and she gets to be with the grandkids. The other one gets to go on trips with her husband. Another one gets to see their grandkids. I thought you were going to see. That would have been traumatizing.
So hard to hold it in. And then
Thought you were going to say something, and I was like, she's going to sneeze on me.
oh.
So yeah,
they're all like doing things.
Yeah, I mean, they're all like very supportive of each other, and they're all like looking out for each other, and they're all worried about her because she lost her husband. And then also, as they start talking, we also find out that she had a son that is no longer with her, and so she's
like as in with this earth.
this earth. He either disappeared, or he died, and they couldn't.
Yeah, because it was like
they thought
it had been a while.
It had
at this point.
Yeah, at this point it had been.
I feel like it was like 20 years or something.
Close to 20 years.
Okay.
We can dig into that here. Yeah, it would be longer. Yeah. So, yeah, it'd be around 20 years. And then she lost her husband, and that was her only family really left. Yeah. And so they're all kind of worried about her. I thought it was cute. They all each other, and they're all like, "Daddy, my grandkids do this, and they're in this special program, and this one just got into this special school," and they're all proud. And then, "You okay?" So
they
meant well. Yeah, they meant well. It was just kind of cute.
Yeah.
So while she's doing this, as she's cleaning, I'm gathering my thoughts here. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to bring Cameron. So I don't know. Yeah. So I'm trying to remember if he had his own POV just randomly, because he's not quite tied in yet. Or does he meet somebody?
He does have his own POV because he gets brought in with his POV and visiting his aunt.
No, he was driving. Okay, so he was driving. You're right. Yeah. He has his own POV. It kind of threw me because with Marcellus, he was introduced, and then it went into Tova's point of view, and then he just kind of had his own point of view. Mm-hmm. But he was on his way driving to where are they? Washington. So he's on his way. He's making the road trip there.
I feel like it's something like that. Somewhere Bay, or that is.
So he's driving there because he has a tidbit that his father that he doesn't know is there. So he's making his way there. He got fired from his job. He got dumped by his ex, and he's like, you know what? Let me just go find my long lost father. I heard he's over here. So he starts making the drive over there, and as he's driving, he blows one or two of his tires, and he's broke. He don't have any.
Yeah.
So he calls his aunt, and his aunt sends him some money. And instead of getting it fixed, he buys like this rinkety RV, and then he makes the rest of the trip to, we're going to say, Washington. I have it in my head.
I feel the same. It gives the vibe.
Yeah.
But I don't know for certain, so we'll put it whenever we figure that out.
Yeah.
But for sure it's Soul Bay.
Okay. We'll refer it to Soul Bay. So he makes his way to Soul Bay, because this is where he thinks his biology. Yeah.
And
So
that is where Tova is.
yes. So he's making his way there, and when he gets there, he's looking for his father. He's looking for a job, all the things, and he stops at a restaurant, and the restaurant owner forgot his name. He's like some Irish guy. Ethan, yes.
Yeah.
He is
It's like a grocery store that has like a little restaurant.
Yeah. Which I
Yeah.
thought was so cute.
Yeah.
I was like a little sandwich shop. So Ethan takes Cameron under his wing and is like, looking for, what are you doing? You're looking for somebody. Oh, I know everybody. Or kind of gives him some kind uncle advice. And guy takes him in. He gives him a place to stay because of he sees he's in an RV. The RV, of course, doesn't start up after he gets a meal. You know, he's like, let me help this kid out. He's like struggling. And so now they're trying to find him a job. And lo and behold, while shifting into Tova's point of view, is going through like this big life change with her husband passing, and she's enjoying work, like talking to all of the sea creatures, and he has a cleaning incident where she falls off a stool while she's cleaning, and she hurts her leg. I think she sprains it or breaks it.
I could be totally wrong, but yeah, she
hurts.
can't be on it.
Yeah,
for a while.
So the doctor adjusts it, and they're told to stay off it for like 4 to 8 weeks, something like that. And it's going to take longer for it to heal because she's elderly, and the doctor recommends that she think about not returning back to work. Doesn't say she shouldn't, but it's like, hey, you're getting at that age. You can't be standing on stilts anymore. Fall is a fall now. Exactly. So she is now unable to work, so she kind of steps down, and so this opens up a position for Cameron to kind of slide in. So Ethan kind of helps him get that position. And Ethan starts working
because Ethan is also friends with Tova, but I think he's friends with the aquarium manager.
Yeah, he's the owner. And they kind of introduced him. I don't remember his name. But he left marine life, and he turned into a marine biologist and decided to open up the aquarium. And so he owns it. And so to have like
honestly, it would be kind of cool.
Maybe not own it, but like be an investor and go there, like have somebody run it for me.
You don't want any responsibility. You just want to have whales as pets.
No, I just want an it. So maybe not even like not necessarily the responsibility. I just don't want the. I don't want to do the day to day. I would take responsibility of it, but I wouldn't want to run the day to day. Like imagine doing the books or like cleaning.
I was going to say the cleaning is what would be crazy. Also, everything is just wet all the time.
I don't mind that. But yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not getting in the tank.
No, but I think about this is really just off topic. Not off topic, but tangent here. I think about the people who work at like aquariums and stuff like that, and they're like wearing wetsuits around and like boots and everything, and I feel like they're just constantly wet, just because like water is just always getting everywhere, like even outside of the tank. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like they're working whatever 8 hours, and they're just wet the whole time.
That makes sense because it's dry.
I don't think that's how wetsuits work.
I don't know.
I don't think they keep you completely dry. I mean,
Well,
probably like
mostly dry.
yeah. I mean, same with like the rain boots, but still like
Yeah.
I feel the same way about like people who work at water parks. Like
yeah,
you just wet all day.
all day. Yeah, I can see that. But no, I'm an investor.
Sorry.
Okay, Cameron gets the job. Ethan helps him get the job, and Marcellus immediately flags it. Wipes the fingerprints. This kid doesn't even like messily doing everything. Marcellus is like, where's my friend? I think he calls her a friend, but like his companion.
It's like, yeah, I don't think he knows her name either. I think he calls her like he refers to her as like
the cleaning
lady, the lady that comes to clean.
Yeah.
He's like, this is not gonna fly.
He's not even wiping the fingerprints off. He's very passionate about that. So because Tova misses the aquarium and she like really likes it, she ends up sneaking on to the property to kind of check things out and say because she misses the wildlife. And so she kind of sneaks in, not sneaks in, but goes to check things out. And this is how Tova and Tova is just like, oh, they hired you. Who are you? And it's like, I don't think I can just let anybody in here. Like it should just be me. What is this elderly woman coming in here doing? And she's like,
burglar.
She's like, I just want to kind of check it out. Don't like kind of keep it between us. Like I can help you like clean it correctly, all this stuff. And he's just like, okay, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Still knock over the drinks. So Cameron kind of just accepts it, and Tova kind of shows him the better cleaning supplies, like, that's not going to affect the animals and whatever. So she's very passionate about how to insert the trash liners into the containers.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, you don't even trust me to like change the trash. And then she's like, well, if you did it correctly, I'm going to have to worry about it.
I understand that.
This girl. And,
for those listening, my cat is on the table. You're not confused.
She's owning it. So, the cat distracted me. What was I?
She's teaching him basically the proper way to clean everything.
Yeah. And she's like teasing him about it, and he's like, fuck. And so then she kind of like feels bad, and she finds out that he's like trying to find his dad or whatever, and so she kind of is like, okay, well, I'll kind of like be better about how she honestly takes quick ownership of like what she says on mistakenly makes innocent mistakes, and then she takes ownership of it and kind of like corrects her, makes corrections. So like for example that like she felt like she shouldn't have like given him a dig on like, oh, your mother didn't really give you and you should have been more cautious, because he felt a certain kind of way about it, and he didn't mean to bite her head off, but then she's like, oh no, I should be more mindful. Yeah. So while they're starting to clean and all of the things, Cameron starts living there and around. He's kind of also learning the environment, the area. Mm-hmm. So while he's learning the area, I don't remember where he meets his interest. Is it at the grocery store?
No, I thought it was at her thing, at her shop. The like
board shop. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. So he's.
I don't remember why he was going.
It was some shop off of the beach. He went to the beach for something.
She had some sort of shop like that.
Yeah. Like a renting.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
And so he meets her. She owns it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know, they hit it off. Did they go out that day?
No, she was kind of like teasing him because there was some other girl that was working there. She worked there, and then they were kind of like being friends, and then Avery came in, which is the girl we're talking about, and started kind of giving him a little bit of sass, and they ended up hitting it off. They go out. I don't think it was that same day, because at first they didn't really hit it off. She kind of brushed him off, and and then, but he ended up going back. He found her. He was infatuated. He was like, can't resist. Got to go back to the shirt. Yeah. So I don't know. Reading this book really made me think of all of like the cartoon movies I've seen, like Surf's Up, like Surf's Up and like Finding Nemo. I don't know. I should have just been paying attention to the book, but I was like,
I mean, they dream about one thing's totally related to this in any capacity.
it's not like I'm gonna have an assignment.
I mean, true, but
It's like fully enjoying the experience. So that's where he meets her. They kind of start having their own thing.
they're hanging out. They're going whatever they're doing, paddleboarding, surfboarding. I feel like it's paddleboarding for some reason.
Yeah, but it's like right on the ocean, so I don't. Do they do paddleboarding on the? Just like maybe it's a wakeboard. What's a wakeboard?
A wakeboard is like what you can do like.
Oh, like
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. So like a lake.
Yeah. I know it. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway,
As we argue.
they hit it off in some form or fashion,
Yeah.
and they are hanging out, doing things. They're boarding of some kind, and they start getting a little bit. They start catching feelings. You eventually find out that I think the reason that Avery was like a little more reserved in the beginning was because she's a mom of a teenager.
Oh.
How old is
I was about to say how old is he? I thought he was like early to mid 20s.
I think he might be 30. So I don't know. I cannot remember. He has to be. I think she was older than him, but I don't think by like
Only a couple of
crazy
years.
amount.
Yeah.
And
Man, he's giving like early 20s. Like,
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like he was older.
Like, he doesn't even know. Oh, now I can see why Tova was like on it. 30 years old, you don't want to change the trash can? Like, no wonder. Yeah. I was like, well, he's just a baby. College, you know, he barely starts his own laundry. Whatever. But anyway.
So she was more hesitant in the beginning because she had a kid who's older, and that, obviously would give it some more reservations and to
Right.
seeing, but they end up developing a relationship. And so then he ends up telling her that he is looking for his dad in the area, and she's trying to like kind of help with that. So that's kind of his lane where things are going. All throughout this, Marcellus is just like day 1000 whatever captivity. These idiots.
And he's like,
yeah. And then Tova ends up deciding to, I guess it was like around this time that she decides to put her house for sale. Or was that like the whole time?
She's also
after she got hurt.
She was thinking after she got hurt, because then it came to her, she had an epiphany. It's like, I can't maintain all of this and, stuff. So it was after she got hurt, she started thinking about it. But she's like, why do I have this big house? Like, I don't have my husband, I don't have my son.
Yeah.
She had a hard time going up and downstairs and
all the things. So she's dealing with that in her life. Cameron is now getting with Avery, trying to find his father. I don't remember how he finds this. I think it was rewinding back, whenever he went to visit his aunt in the like very, very beginning, super early on, I think she had given him like a box of random stuff that he could get money from or something. Isn't that how he finds the ring?
probably. Yeah.
So I think it was
like a box of things that gave him clues of who his father was. Because he didn't get it from his mom. His mom was having a hard time with that.
Oh, maybe it was the memory box of his mom's stuff. And at first he was like, I don't want this. Because like he didn't want anything to do with her because we kind of briefly brushed over this, but she has her own problems and basically like abandoned to live with his aunt whenever he was like little. So she was trying to give him this box. So at some point he ends up going through it and he's starting to uncover some clues about who he thinks his dad is. And I cannot for the life of me remember who that guy is.
He's
The real estate guy.
Yeah, he's a real estate guy, and he owns like this really big property. But he was on vacation or something. He wasn't there, so he was like waiting for him to come back.
Yeah.
So he was always kind of scoping out that building to see like if he'd come back, or if he kind of just hang around there.
Yeah,
waiting
like
for
where
him
his
to-
office was at.
Yeah. And so
Because he's like convinced it's this guy because he found like a picture with his mom and it was like the class ring or something. And he wore it and then it was in the box.
Yeah.
Something. And so he's like,
he thinks the symbol on the ring, it has something to do with this guy. And that's why he thinks it.
yeah. So he's trying to, like you said, get a meeting with him. He's on vacation, blah, blah, blah. So he's like living his life at the aquarium with Avery, all the things. He eventually, I guess, gets to meet with him.
No, I don't think he meets with him yet. Because Marcellus, while Cameron and Avery are like hanging out, and Cameron is like waiting for this potential biological father to come back from wherever he is. He's still cleaning the aquarium with Tova. And so while they're doing that, it goes into Marcellus's POV, and Marcellus starts noticing how they interact with each other. And one of the identifying factors that he said that they had was some dimple behind their ear, that they both had it. So Marcellus is starting to like wonder if they have some kind of kinship. So Marcellus starts to piece this stuff together before
He goes to meet
the real estate guy, and before they even know, and they think whatever.
Yeah.
Random interaction. So Marcellus starts to scheme like all these things, like he starts taking things, like shiny things in here. And so he escapes his enclosure a lot, and he like ends up stealing this ring, he ends up stealing ID, he takes like a watch, remember? He takes all these like random like items. And so as they're cleaning and all of these things, like it kind of Marcellus is trying to like investigate and get all these clues together. And then while that happens, then the investor guy comes back. And that's whenever
he meets him.
Yeah, they have like this hard. I don't remember exactly how that conversation went, but I remember they were sitting on a hilltop.
What?
I thought they were sitting at a hilltop, like next to the building. It's totally wrong.
Yeah, I could also be wrong. I don't know. I don't remember. He meets with them. He meets with him.
And so come to find out, he's not his father.
But he was
friends,
like really close friends with
his mom.
Yeah.
And in college. High school.
Yeah.
In school.
And he's basically like, I don't think he even realized when they first started the conversation that he like thought that about him.
No, I think, yeah.
And then it like, he was like, said something, he's like, I'm not your dad.
It's like, whoa, and I think he was just thought that there, the connection with the mom, because I think he was bringing up his mom, and he like showed a picture of his mom, and
yeah,
that's how the conversation started.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, how's your mom? I used to friend with her. He's not like that.
Trying to find my dad, and like, think you're it, and he was like, no,
friends.
So he is kind of defeated about that.
Yeah.
And like doesn't really know where to go from there. He doesn't really have a lot like we talked about. It was kind of falling apart whenever he left wherever he was originally at. That happens. And he's like, I'm like starting it over basically. And he's like, that was the only clue that I had. Who it is. Blah. Because I think he thought that it was going to be like helpful.
Cameron?
Yeah. Was he trying to get money from it?
I don't think he was trying to get money from it. I think he was trying to get like a connection or something because his aunt kind of like moved on. Like his aunt was always there for him, but his aunt didn't like. He was with a different guy like all the time, and the current guy was like taking her on vacations, and he wanted to do like this really big trip to Alaska, and Cameron always felt like she couldn't do the things that she wanted to do because he was helping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So he was trying to find another like family connection outside of her. So
He's feeling sad, whatever.
yeah, it's feeling lonely.
Yeah. And then thinking like him, obviously he's like wanting to see what he wants to see whenever he's like finding all these like clues. And he's like, oh, everything's like pointing to this guy, blah, blah, blah. And then so to be kind of let down by that, he was a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
Things also didn't go well with Avery around this time.
yeah, they got into some
argument. It wasn't a big deal. It was something about
it wasn't a big deal, but then I think he like went there and her son like said he was gonna tell her or something like that. Wasn't there like some miscommunication with the son and he like didn't tell Avery? And
I think he did something with the son, and then like he didn't tell Avery and told Avery, and then she tried to kind of mama bear, and he was like, "Oh, my girlfriend, she broke up with me. My father isn't really my father. Like, why am I even here?"
I have no idea. No, I thought that they got in the fight and then he went, but she wasn't home, but the son was at home. But then the son like didn't tell Avery. And so then she thought that they were like still fighting.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And it like made it more of a thing than it was. And details, unfortunately. But
kind of like I'm not text her. Or like call her. Like, why are you good? Like, yeah, you try to go to her house. Why?
But
why are the teenagers good to give a message?
I don't know. I could be wrong about how that went down to, but I feel like I remember it was something like with him and it got escalated more because of the teenage son. And so then they're in a fight. So now he's like, oh, he's not my dad. Now I'm gonna fight with her. I'm out.
Yeah, he's like, I'm done with this place.
Yeah, I'm over it.
So he writes I resignate as of today.
Yeah.
And leaves it on his boss's desk at the aquarium. And Tova finds it. And
yeah. And then also, so she finds the letter, and while this is all going on, Marcellus is still in the background. Hey, I've only got so many days left.
We should also touch kind of on this, like, his species don't live that long. As this is going on, he's saying he's trying to escape to like go back to the ocean because he knows his time is coming up. He's like an older octopus. He was saved because he was injured and he's been in captivity for like how many? I don't remember. It's like over 1,000 days. And he kept counting it down.
Yeah, and he was saying like in the very beginning, it did say like how long their average lifespan was, and so he was basically like any days. So he was real dramatic, which I mean, it is death. I want to be like that one. So, so he's going through, and he's basically like, I'm running out of days. So all this is kind of happening at one time. Tova's getting ready to like leave. There's a buyer for her house.
Yeah, she sold her house to like some family from Texas, and she wants to move into like not assisted living, but something similar
Like
to
a
like senior living community.
So she's like about to do that, trying to do that. Her friends are like, no, please. And then Cameron's like, I'm out. She finds this note, and then kind of while all that was like simmering, Marcellus ends up putting all the clues together. So he ends up finding Cameron's ID and the class ring, I think it is, right? And plants it for Tova to find. And it ends up like connecting all the dots to come to the realization that Eric, Tova's son, who like mysteriously disappeared during like a boating accident when he was like working on a fisherman boat.
Yeah.
That he was actually with Cameron's mom, and he is the dad.
Yeah.
And so that would make Tova his grandma. And so she finds out because Marcellus is like, hey, I mean, not actually, but he's like, here's your family. Let me lay it out for you.
It couldn't be any more obvious. How's it that I know and you don't?
He talks about at one point, I think he even talks about like humans not
as bright as they thought.
Yeah, and they're not, they don't pay attention.
Yeah.
To things, especially as they should, and whatever. And he talks about that even with just random people he sees in the aquarium.
Yeah.
So that all comes to light, and then I don't remember how
Cameron?
Yeah.
So he doesn't get a hold of him. Well, so he decides to like take off. Tova finds the note. She finds the clues that Marcellus gave her, laid out for him, and she covers for him that night. So she cleans the aquarium, and she's back at home the next morning because it's night shift. She's like making a coffee or whatever. She's like has her final hours in the family home. Yeah. And so she's kind of just enjoying the moment before she leaves to the senior community. And at the door, Cameron shows up. So he just decides to like go back for whatever reason. He's like driving, and then he gets however far, and then he decides to turn back around.
Yeah.
He like feels guilty or whatever. So it's like super early in the morning. I think it's like before 7 or 7 a.m. And he's like knocking at the door, and he's like, if it's too early, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you think Cameron, their boss is gonna take him back? Like, I didn't mean to. Like, you're right, I'm better than this, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, he guarantee he doesn't even know about it. And he's like, well, yeah, I did it, and all this. And she's like, here's the letter. I know you're better than this. Yeah. That's a lot of faith in the boy that you met. Like, I don't even remember how long this was. It was like, it wasn't for a long. It wasn't even a month.
Yeah. Maybe. It wasn't long. It wasn't like a year or anything.
Yeah. So she had a lot of faith. So he goes in, and then she also kind of like discloses the information she found out from Marcellus. She didn't tell him that Marcellus told her. So she
knew that he like had the thing. Anyway,
she's like, also, here's your ID, here's your ring. Marcellus had it, and that ring is actually my son's, and so that's kind of how they ended up finding out together. She knew, but she was like telling. And she's like, oh, your grandfather's father built this house, and you want to take a look? It's mine for a couple more hours before I have to leave. And so they start talking about the house and the molding and the fireplace. And then and she's like, do you want to see where your father grew up? And she's like, yeah. So they're looking at this room. He's like kind of taking a look around. Everything's cleared out. Everything's moved out, and it's cleaned now. But Cameron notices that one of the floorboards is a different wood grain than any of the other ones. And, I don't think this has anything to do with the plot, but it just made me think, like, how are you going to notice like a different wood grain whenever she didn't notice and she's a cleaner?
I thought that it was because he was like working construction.
He used to have like different odd jobs, but he noticed because of the grain, not because of the stain.
Yeah.
Like the wood stain.
Yeah.
And so she didn't notice it, and so he like popped it out, and it ended up being like a secret hiding spot for his stuff. And she's like, well, why would he need to hide? Why would my son need to hide stuff? And he's like, so, and she's like, oh. So, but what ended up being in there was, he didn't say a Twinkie, but what it sounded like was a Twinkie. and like snacks and stuff, and then some other like miscellaneous items. And apparently, her son had broken one of her like horse trinket things.
Oh yeah, I was imagining those little like ceramic like carousel horse things is what I was picturing.
I was
I don't know
thinking of like one of those figurine horses. So, but apparently he had accidentally in his youth broken it, and so he hit it. He hit it because he fixed it. So all these like little things. So now they both found family and each other.
Yeah.
So he kind of found out who his dad was. Sad that his dad ended up dying, but he got a grandma.
Yeah. Especially I wouldn't want a grandma. I mean, my grandma's are great, but
Zelda was very chill, and she was very open. She was patient.
yeah,
You know, like
it's kind of fun.
encouraging. She had dry humor.
Yeah.
And
so they're like, oh yay, we're family, and so Koa ends up deciding to stay.
Yeah. She decides she ends up deciding to stay because I think she was going to move out of the city, but then so she found like a different like an apartment or something in the city, but she couldn't
Also,
stay.
Something we did not mention during this whole time was that Ethan, the Scottish store / restaurant owner, was kind of sweet on Tova. So he's like pursuing her this whole time and like trying to help her and be there for her too. So he's kind of like there.
Speaking of that, I'll say just a little thing about that is Cameron was like, well, how was your date? And Tova was like, it wasn't a date. He's like, well, how was your dinner?
Oh yeah, because she like oh gosh, it was some band t-shirt, like some concert, like a tour t-shirt of a band, and like
she used it to clean, and it was what, bleach or something.
Yeah, it ruins the shirt, and he was like,
"That shirt was so expensive." It's like it's not expensive, but like it's worth a lot monetarily and like emotionally because it was like their last concert or something. Yeah. And so they kind of got into like a little spat over it, and then
so they had it got weird with them too. Mm-hmm. And so then during the whole, sorry to be rewinding this like kind of randomly, but I wanted to bring this up because it's so cute.
Side thing.
Yeah, but also it was like during the time of like she's trying to leave and sell her house, and like Cameron like still looking for the dad, all the things. And so all this is happening, and so she's trying to finalize her house, so she ends up looking online for the shirt to like be able to give it to him like before she leaves. Is that right? That was like the whole part.
Yeah, she went to some thrift shop to try and find it, but they couldn't find it. So one of the cashiers helped her because she didn't have an email address, she didn't have this, she didn't have that.
Oh yeah,
so
to get it on like eBay or something.
Yeah,
and it was like $1,000.
Yeah, it was something insane.
Yeah,
like it was a lot of money. And the cashier's like, "Are you sure?" Whatever, and she's like, and he's like, "Well, okay, well then," and she's like, "I don't understand online shopping. Like, if you buy something, you want it now. Why are you waiting however many days?" She's like, 3 weeks for this. I need it now. She's like trying to get this wrapped up before she goes out of town.
Yeah,
like she leaves. And she's like, "Well, it also says you can pick it up, but that pickup was like 2 hours, 3 hours away."
Yeah,
and so it was a whole journey for her to do that. Because it was raining, she doesn't drive, she doesn't like going on the highway. She's, stressed out about this or the other, but she's trying to make it right because,
But it was just
another misunderstanding.
Yeah, and it was another point, like during the whole time, whenever everybody's like going through their thing, like all these separations, sleeping and whatever. That was like another thing that was like strained, and they were trying to like wrap it up. So now back to where we were. So Tova and Cameron are like, "Oh, we're family, we're connected." He gets the shirt. They end up like reconnecting, and then also he ends up going to see Avery and fix things with her.
Cameron.
Also, so they all kind of like reconcile, and then Tova decides to stay. She gets her place, whatever. And then it kind of I think it's like a holiday or something.
Yeah. So before that, though, as all of these things kind of like come together, so all these things come together. And I don't know if she's gotten the apartment at this point. Kind of going back to the aquarium. So this happens before the thanks. I'm gonna say thanks. Yeah. So she goes back to the aquarium because they just got a new Pacific octopus, and she's a younger octopus, and she's injured in the wild, so she's going to be captive, coming to the end of his lifetime. She's, he's always trying to see out, and he's trying. So she puts together, he's trying to make it back to the ocean. Yeah, because that's where he wants to end. And so she gets Marcellus into a bucket in a wheelbarrow and wheels him to the ocean and lets him go. And he's like, oh, my friend. And she's like, enjoy the rest of your time. And she's like essentially saying goodbye to her friend. Yeah. And I was like, this is awful. It was so beautiful and awful at the same time because they had a really good understanding and I don't know if it's friendship, but acquaintanceship. Had a really good understanding.
I think that's what it was. It was just understanding of each other. Yeah. She actually saw him and he was not an human, basically. Yeah. And so that's why she was his favorite. So
so after she does this, it goes into Marcellus's point of view, and he's like, oh, she's really good. She's like, oh, Marcellus says something along the lines of, I guess humans can be remarkably bright creatures. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought it was an octopus, but it's still humans. You got me. So I thought that was really, I like it when they tie in the title into the book. And I'm like,
that makes me think about it. He's like, I like when they say it's one of the shows. Yeah. I like when they say the theme. And then they're watching something and they say the title in the show. And it's
yes.
That's the thing. It was good though, because you go into it, obviously the title, and you're thinking, it starts out with his narration. Yeah. So obviously you're thinking they're
they're bright. Yeah. Remarkably. And you're like, the human's smarter. And it's like, okay, the octopus. Also, it talks a lot about the octopus anatomy because he talks about how he has 3 hearts and
what they do.
Yeah.
And how they work differently and what they're, it was kind of interesting. For sure. I thought that was cool.
Another little part that I thought was heart-wrenching was oh, I really like my friend Tova. I'm going to find a, and he's talking about as he descends to the sea, bottom of the sea. He's like, well, I guess I'll go and find a lonely boy in the middle of the ocean. Basically settle there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's gonna go die under the sun. I'm like, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, because he's saying, because like we said, Eric was lost at sea, basically somehow, and then he's gonna go be with him.
So how he was lost at sea is he went on a boat ride with the mom, Cameron's mom, and they went on after graduation or something. I don't know when it was exactly, but they were at sea, and I don't know what it's called, but you know where the sail is and the thing swings or something. You know what I'm talking about? That big thing that holds the sail, and apparently that swung.
The mast? What's it called? I don't know. I'm making things up.
I'm gonna go with the mast. I'm using the visuals from Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's our sailing knowledge.
We're from Texas.
I have no idea. I feel like those are nautical words.
Yeah.
Could be totally not related at all.
The thing that swings.
It hits him.
It hits him, knocks him out. He falls, and it's only him and the girl that's there. And the mom.
Yeah.
So he pretty much dies, and she loses her mind.
Which is why she's an absentee mom.
Yeah, because she has this trauma from them. She's pregnant. She has this baby, and then so however old Cameron is plus a year is how long Eric.
How long it's
So however long it's been. But yeah, so that ends the narrative with Marcellus, and then it kind of goes more into Tova and how she decides to stay, and they end up going into Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think it's like Thanksgiving, and then it's like a found family situation. It's her and Cameron and Avery's son, Ethan. So it's like their little misfit crew is like all together, happy family. Which I mean, obviously, Cameron and Tova are actually like families, but
yeah,
it's like they come together.
And I thought it was so cute. And then and during the holiday, and Tova's like, "Well, don't you want to go hang out with your friends?" It's like, "No, I want to be here."
Yeah,
Stop trying to pick me out. I want to be here.
which his friends we didn't bring up.
This is
In the beginning, remember and they were in the band together.
oh yeah.
No.
So his luggage also gets like lost, and Ethan shows up with his luggage wearing his band shirt. And he's like, "Oh yeah," luggage. And then at this point, it had been like 6 months or something. He's like, "The tales of the stories this luggage could say, because it's been like all around the world." Oh, that's where you're trying to get the jewelry because it was in the luggage.
Yeah, because he needed that for the money.
Yeah, that's where I ended up talking to the aunt.
It was something crazy, and it had meat in it. Yeah, it was really dumb. He had like a best friend, or two best friends that were married, and they were having a baby. That also.
So I thought that's it. Yeah. I think Tova at some point also during this 6 months later or whatever, however much months later, also kind of talks about how she goes to the aquarium. She no longer works there, but she visits there. And she had such a connection with Marcellus, she ended up donating a feasible sum to the aquarium so he could have the statue of Marcellus. Oh yeah. And that was her favorite part, is always like being able to see her part.
Yeah.
I was like,
this is cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very cute.
That was basically the book. I'm sure that's something for you to read. Piece it back together.
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe we'll get better. Maybe we also don't want to like fix every single thing that happens.
Well, true. I'm not trying to. Yeah. But that's the gist.
Our goal is to get better at not saying things at the end of the video that happened in the middle.
Yeah. Anytime other than where they are supposed to happen, it would be great.
I just get so excited.
We're a work in progress. But that's the book. So,
just Remarkably Bright.
Previous show.
So, thoughts about the book?
Yeah. Overall
thoughts. So, what did you think of the writing?
I really liked it. Sometimes I really struggle with POV situations, like separate POVs, but I've seen it done poorly. I guess I should say that. And so, I really liked it. I thought it was good. I enjoyed all of their POVs, and I thought it was very clear. Like Marcellus had a very distinct personality.
Yeah.
And same, honestly, with Tova and Cameron. Like they all really were
very distinct.
Had their own storyline going that intertwined.
They were all at different seasons.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I also like that there was only 3 POVs. It gets a little much if it's more than like if it has too many, because then you're like jumping from story to story, and I don't feel like you don't get enough of each of the stories. Yeah, of each of the point of these to like for it to fully come together. So I feel like this was a really good. Yeah. So So story engagement. I don't know. I really liked it. I feel like it was steady pacing. The engagement throughout it kept me engaged. But I'm kind of thinking like it wasn't really fast pacing or action packed. It was kind of like it took you on a journey. Like it didn't. You know what I mean? It wasn't like
there was like crazy stuff happening the whole time. But
I feel like more of a heartfelt kind of journey and storytelling than like these major events.
Yeah, I feel like because of the story type, it was more of a natural flow, and so it didn't necessarily need to be like all these crazy things happening. Obviously, things did happen, but none of it was, like you said, it wasn't like super action packed or anything. But I was definitely interested the whole time to see like where it was going to take each of them in the story.
Yeah.
So I felt like it
held my attention the whole time. Yeah. I really, it was interesting. I don't really read books like this. So
I don't really either. I feel like I
don't know what kind of genre is this?
that's what I would.
Yeah.
So it I don't know because I don't know what I'm trying to say right now, but
it's a contemporary novel is what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good.
Yeah, I feel like there may be.
There's probably something that is out there that is what it is, but I feel like that it fits. And so I don't feel like I ever really lean towards these because I feel like these are really more like, real life stories, basically.
Yeah.
It's not obviously real life, but you know what I'm saying. It's more of like this is a normal story. I don't know, not like
it's not fantasy.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
Or romance or like that. It's just like a story about people's lives. And it's
told in a different lens.
Yeah. I did love though the POV of myself.
Yes.
He was so good. I love his narration. He was so fancy.
It was such a grumpy, sassy little thing.
Yeah, it was a curmudgeon.
I think they said that word.
Did they?
So
Loved it.
So overall rating,
I gave it a 4.
I too gave it a 4.
Yeah,
I mean, actually, it wasn't groundbreaking, like mind blowing to me, but I thought I was pleasantly surprised of it, and I don't think it was like a 3. So I really gave it a solid 4.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I think it was not the middle of it. Definitely was interesting, and for being this, and I don't know, there was no what would you call that? Like, I don't want to say gimmick because I don't feel like romance or anything is a gimmick, but that's what I mean. There was there was nothing in there that was like, I mean, I guess I don't know.
It really,
I don't
know. It was really good storytelling.
Yeah,
it was the story was told really well. I thought it brought it out very well. The characters very much stood their ground. Yeah, solid 4. I enjoyed it.
I recommend.
Yeah, I would. I
feel like I'd recommend it to anybody. It's not like it doesn't have. I'm trying to think of a different word because it's not gimmick, but it doesn't have like this. Let me go.
I think anybody could relate to this because it has it deals with grief, it deals with connection, it deals with the
like
seasons of life. Yeah. She bit me. I wish you were an octopus. The octopus wouldn't bite me like that. I don't believe. Do you see her face?
I told you she was crazy.
She vampire attacked me. Well,
look at that. We liked it. You should read it.
I don't find this funny. Yeah. We recommend. If you haven't read it already, we definitely recommend. You know, if you enjoy the Cliff Notes and want to get more clarity on it, please read it. It was good.
Actual timeline of this.
Tell us how we did. Like, girl, they weren't on the hilltop. They didn't get in a fight over that. I would recommend to anybody.
Yeah.
So that wraps up this episode.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Next week, we're gonna be guests.
Yes.
A second guest.
Yes, we'll announce our guest then. But this is gonna be our first guest that we do a series.
Yes, it's gonna be interesting because it's a lot of them.
Yeah.
But
so we're on Crescent City
series so far.
And this is Crescent City series. Crescent City series. Crescent City series.
Yes, we'll be talking about all 3 Crescent City books that have been released so far with our guests. So we're gonna be diving into that.
Yes, we're excited. We're not gonna get too crazy into it.
You know, it's not going to be as detailed as we covered this one, but
we're excited. So join us next Sunday for that. We hope to see you there. Please read the books beforehand. You have 1 week to read all those books.
see you Sunday.
Your cat.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.